Welcome, let's go back to the 90s again. In this case, looking at Ren and Stimpy. When it comes to cartoons that we look back at with some smiles, but probably not towards its creators, we think of Ren and Stimpy. Today, we're looking at the show, the censorship it went through, controversies like John K., its creator, and eventually Ren and Stimpy Adult Party. The show was created by Canadian animator John Chris. I can't pronounce the name. I'm sorry. I'm not going to attempt. For Nickelodeon, produced under his company Spunko. The show aired in August 11th, 1991, and ran to December 16th, 1995, with over 5 seasons, 52 episodes. And if you didn't know what the show was about, well, it was about a dim-witted cat and a crazed chihuahua who would have adventures or go against others for a goal, like pretending to be Dalmatians to stay as fire dogs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a circus midget. Now, what can I do for you,
Your troubles are over. It is we who are your fire dogs. But Ren, I'm a cat. Shut up, you fool! Hey, don't listen to him. He's a good man, but he's not quite right in the head.
John K. was said to be influenced by animations of, like, Tex Avery.
Bumpers were built with pedestrians in mind. Just let them try to get away. This same model has a glass bottom, so that when you hit a pedestrian, you can look down and see if he was a friend of yours.
And other animations animators such as Bob Clampett for his style of animation. The thing that made Ren and Stimpy different, though, was the use of dark humor.
It's my favorite book! Okay. Once upon a time, the sky grew black as blood!
Gross gags, and would give it its distinct vibes that it was going for. And when I say gross gags, I do mean that, such as the episode in which Ren has a toothache from not brushing his teeth. So remember, folks, be sure to floss and brush daily. When it comes to episodes that I kind of can remember, there are moments like episode when they get stranded on a beach and they decide to live in a fish carcass, and then Ren's just yelling at Stimpy because he doesn't want to be in the carcass anymore. I mean, there are a lot of episodes that are like the character of George Liquor.
Hello, I'm George Liquor, American.
Which is a pseudonym for Lick Her. You get it? You freaking get it? Yeah. You can hear the when you're probably thinking of say John K., you're probably thinking say a lot of moments in this show that were probably just say, what the heck? Say the Happy Happy Joy Joy song.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, 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 joy.
John K. was a bit of a perfectionist in the fact that he was always trying to make sure that the show was how he wanted it to be. and he would not. Heck, the show would even miss deadlines. Because when it comes to, this is aired on Cartoon Network, so sometimes they had to make sure, guys, when is this episode gonna come out? When is this episode gonna come out? Because when you're on, say, network television, you gotta make that deadline, because if you don't, that's gonna come bite you in the ass, and it's gonna become, say, whenever, say, a production company is doing that, that's gonna cost you money. But, I mean, yeah, say, also, one of the things that also caused John K, to be fired was, missed deadlines. Say, whenever you're working on a project, you have to let your bosses know you're on that. And I hear you, Mr. King, I'm gonna be on that. And eventually Bob Camp took over the show after Scred left. But the show didn't really recover much, meaning, say, all that. Eventually the show stopped producing episodes.
Ren, I'll read you a story. A story? It's my favorite book. Okay. Once upon a time, the sky grew black as blood.
In 1995. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to get to the dark stuff, because John K was not only just a bit of a workaholic to try to get those workers to work in the animation department, but he was also a bit, one thing he would do was in 2018, it was revealed that there was two young women, in this case Robin Bird and Katie Rice, who were aspiring animators who basically liked the show. Bird, who was 13 when she first communicated with him, basically there was a bit of abuse that was suggested abuse, but yeah, as soon as say everyone was kind of say, oh, get this guy out of here. But the show, we're gonna move away from that now, though, because thing eventually that was that the show would eventually come back with this show involving Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon, which was produced by John K. and Spunko and aired in 2003 on Spike TV. And compared to the original show, this one was more adult.
Suck suspension!
Meaning it could get away with showing more adult, gags and all that. The show was canceled due to only having this show only had 3 episodes, and before the series aired before basically being canceled. Also because of negative thoughts from both critics and fans of the original show.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, that's kind of hard, having a children's show and then decide to say, I'm gonna have it more adult and have the characters smoking, Ren getting pregnant. Yeah, that happened in the episode. Oh, and Comedy Central says that they're going to, have a second revival series to produce without his involvement, which would sound like it'd be a good thing. But at the same time, I'd have to really see, how it's gonna actually work, because I haven't watched, maybe they could do it how they did, who was it, Beavis and Butthead, since they have, a revival currently going on too. Who's to say? I'll see you later.